everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Cubica AMF Tech Tip Podcast. This is a weekly podcast where we take you on a journey through the fascinating world of bowling technology and beyond. As always, I'm your host, Orly, and we have a very special guest today. We have V Levine. V, how are you doing today? Or Levine. I always mess it up. Sorry.
It's totally fine, Orly. I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm doing great. And, I said I always mess it up. So that means V is a returning guest. So if you're new to the show, and this is your first time listening, first off, welcome to the show. We appreciate you checking in today. And V, you just want to let everyone know, maybe if they've never heard the show, what your title is with Cubica AMF and what you do within that title.
Yeah, of course. My name is V. I am a technical support representative at Cubica AMF. So if you've ever called in or chatted online, there's a potential that we've spoken before.
All right. And V, today I wanted to bring you on and kind of just each week we're like finding a topic like, hey, we have customers calling about this. This might be something good to cover. This might be something good for someone new to cover, someone that might be new to a center. This would be really helpful for them. This week I kind of just want to talk about, it's a new year. Of course, people are a new year, new me. And maybe last year you didn't quite check your, you weren't really updating things. You weren't shutting things down properly. I don't know. So I kind of wanted to bring you on today and just see if you could go over a few things of what people might want to do when it comes to the new year. Maybe there's some stuff they should, get off on the right foot, whether it's maybe something cleaning, maybe it's something updating, and just want to see if you had any kind of tips for people on what they can do to start the new year on the right foot.
Yeah, of course. I think the new year is definitely a great place to start with this, kind of sets the tone for the year. And technology, I think it's always good to make sure that we try to promote longevity with our devices. So when it comes to your computers, I feel like one of the biggest things is making sure that you're up to date with everything. When it comes to Windows updates, you can go into your settings and there should be a Windows Update tab. You can make sure that you're currently up to date on all of your software updates that Windows provides. You can make sure that you're not paused for your updates. It'll be right there on that screen. If you do want it paused, you can choose the duration that you want it paused for. Another really helpful thing with the Windows updates for people in bowling centers, I feel like, is making sure that your active hours are set for your center. That way, Windows won't update during the time that you guys are working, because 9 times out of 10, Windows updates will need you to restart your computer, so you don't want to be down while you guys are open. In that Windows Updates section, if you go to the advanced options, it will have active hours, and you can choose the time that you do not want your device to update. That way you can make sure that it's updating before or after you guys are open.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I know, when I was running a center, sometimes you update something. I get to the center in the morning. I'm like, oh, let me go and do this update, and it takes longer than you thought, and you're like, oh no, we're about to open. So yeah, always make sure you have time, because you just never know.
Exactly. Another good thing for promoting longevity with your computers is to do a full shutdown of them. I would say on average once a week. That way, you can just kind of reset the devices. If you leave them on forever, it has the potential of slowing things down or getting to the point where it just fully malfunctions. So I would say pick a day of the week and do a full shutdown of your devices.
Yeah, another thing too. Don't follow my footsteps. I'm bad at that. Whether it's my personal computer, I kind of just sleep it or something. Then if I do have an issue, usually one of the first questions is like, when's the last time you reset it? And I'm like, the fact that it takes me that long to remember is probably not a good thing. And when it comes to those updates too, that's another one. Especially, on my phone, I'm like, oh, I'll do it later, or I don't need to really do it. But then it comes to sometimes, I don't know exactly what comes along with somebody's Windows updates, but I know with like a phone, for instance, sometimes it's a security thing. So you do want to get those updates, it could be a hassle, but you do want to get those done, because you never know what it's updating, if it's something important that you need. And sometimes it's to make your systems and your programs run smoothly. So if you are noticing a problem, it could be because those updates need to be done.
Exactly. Very good point, Orly. And then I think also with it being the new year, now is a really good time to perform cleanup, especially digital cleanup. I would probably go through your computer, see if there's any unused programs, any junk files that you have. Go ahead and uninstall them, delete those, and then also make sure you check your browser and clear your browser cache. That way, everything is optimal and is running as fast as it possibly can.
Some great tips. And like I said, sometimes you pass up on those updates, or you're like, I'll do it next time. But I think now, starting off the new year, it could be a good time to do it. Don't wait till the new year every year, but it's a good time. It's a good time to start now. Get everything running good. Get off on the right foot. You want to, even if you had a successful year last year, you want to keep that success going. So it's like, let's get this start this year off on a good note. Let's get everything cleaned up. Let's get everything running smoothly and be able to, keep your customers happy. And when you have happy customers, you make good money, right?
Exactly. And then the last thing that I have for you guys, I feel like we're all human. We can tend to forget things. I even forget this one myself, is remembering to physically clean things as well. Especially in bowling centers, a lot of you guys have cue pads, you have bowling consoles, you have your overhead monitors, you have the monitors of your computer screens. A good way to make sure that you aren't, increasing a buildup of grime, but also making sure that there aren't germs on things, because a lot of people come through bowling centers, is to clean the screens of things as well. And to do that, you can just get like a microfiber cloth. If you want to be extra careful, you can always just use damp warm water, or you can get specially made cleaners that are exclusively for electronics. Make sure you're not using anything abrasive or chemical cleaners. Make sure you're not using abrasive materials to clean things. Also, make sure you turn off your device before cleaning it, and don't apply excessive pressure when you are cleaning those devices, because you don't want to add any damage to the screen itself.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And that's always something, I know I used to have people, there's going to be, sometimes, depending on where you're at or how big your center is, or, how big your town is, sometimes you're going to have some downtime, and, you're looking for something for your employees to do. And cleaning is always a great thing, because a place can never be too clean, especially now. Now's the time. I know around the holidays and just the new year, a lot of people are getting sick. They're having colds or flus going around. So now's the perfect time to make sure you're keeping everything clean. And that's even something this is a tech tip show, and our other show is more that I do is more of a marketing thing, but I'll toss this in there. But promote that. Hey, we got everything wiped down. We know there's sicknesses going around. Come in our place. It's clean. It's ready to go for you. And that's, people like to see that. They like to even see when they walk in your center, people are wiping things down, or, you just wrapped up closing out a lane and you're wiping things down. People like to see that. It just makes them feel a little bit more safe, especially if they have kids. So yeah, that's a great point.
Exactly. And if you guys want a really easy way to make safe screen cleaner, if you don't want to purchase it directly, or you want something that's a little bit more than just water, if you get distilled water and white vinegar and do a ratio of 50-50, so just like a 1-to-1, that makes a perfect screen cleaner, and it won't damage any of your devices.
Perfect. Well, V, I think this was a great topic here to get the new year started off. Thanks again for joining the show. We appreciate it anytime that you're on.
Absolutely. It's always my pleasure.
Thanks for listening to the Cubica AMF Tech Tip Podcast. We're here each week to support centers like yours with expert advice and the latest in bowling innovation. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and be sure to share this podcast with your team, coworkers, or anyone who could benefit. Until next time, we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.